Hello and welcome to More Math Help. If you're on YouTube, you realize I was muted the whole time. So we're going to try that again. I am Miss Moore, and tonight is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we do More Math Help. So every Tuesday night, I am here to help you with your math questions. So if you're watching on YouTube, put those questions in the comments. I will be checking the chat throughout this time that I'll be live. Same thing on TikTok. Just make sure you put your questions in that Q&A box. And if I'm able to help you, I will answer your question. All righty, so we're about to get started. Let me share my screen. Okay. So let's see my Q&A box. So the first thing we had was fraction division and multiplication. So again, as you're watching, if you have any questions or any math topics you want me to go over, put it in the Q&A box or put it in the comment section on YouTube. All right. So fraction, let's start with multiplication since it's the easiest. Let me make sure y'all can see. No, let me go over a little more. Okay. 2/3 times 1/4. Okay, so 2/3 times 1/4. You're so welcome. All right, so with fraction multiplication, we just go straight across, okay? It's pretty much the easiest one to do out of all of the fraction operations. You just go however your mind thinks to do it. That's exactly how you should do it. So you're going to go 2 times 1, which is 2, and 3 times 4, which is 12. And then you can reduce from here. Who knows what number goes into both 2 and 12? Put it in the chat. So if you know what number can be divided into both 2 and 12, put it in the chat. What can I divide by? Okay, bigger than 1. 6 won't go into 2. They're getting there. What can I divide by? Two, good. All right. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, and so that's how we do multiplication. Okay, let's do another problem so I know you understand. So let's do 3/5 times 5/6. All right, so what should our answer be? So we're just going straight across. You're going to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators and then simplify if you need to. So go ahead and do that. Tell me what you get. No, she didn't. Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15, and 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, and then we can reduce. 5 can go into both of these, 15 can go into both of these. So you would just divide until you got down to 1/2. That's fine. You can answer, you can ask your question in here if you need to. Okay. So that is multiplication, fraction multiplication. Okay. Any questions so far? Everybody good with fraction multiplication? All right. So now let's do a division. We're going to do, we can use the same one. 3/5 divided by let's do, I don't know. 3/5 divided by 3/10. That'll work. So with division, with dividing fractions, we keep the first number the same, okay? We change division to multiplication, and we flip that last fraction, because dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying, and I'm sorry, I'm so used to writing multiplication like this, but times, that's a multiplication, okay? But dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, so we flip the numbers. And then it's easy multiplication again. 3 times 10, 30, 5 times 3 is 15, and then you'll get the answer to, oh my gosh, when you actually divide, okay? But that's how you would do it. So we keep, we change, and we flip. Oh, you just learned that today? Good. All right. Well, let's do one more dividing fraction. All right, let's see. 2/7 divided by 5/4. Okay, so we keep that first fraction the same. We change division to multiplication, and we flip, we do the reciprocal. We multiply by the reciprocal. We flip the numbers. And 2 times 4, just multiply straight across, 8. And 7 times 5 is 35. So we just take this division problem and make it super easy, because we love multiplying. It's easy. All right. And so that is dividing and multiplying fractions. All right. So let me see if we have another question. I hope that was helpful to you. The person who asked, that was Got Your Life. Okay. Any other questions? No, you don't need to. You can multiply that, like you can do cross canceling. So I forgot what the question was that I asked. But let's say you had this, right? You can cross cancel. You're not really cross multiplying. So like 5 and 5, they can go into each other. So we can say 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then you can look at the 3 and a 6 and say, okay, well, what number can go into both 3 and 6? 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then you can multiply straight across. So 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 2 is 2. So this method, this is just if it just helps you, keeps you from simplifying at the end. You're kind of simplifying at the beginning, but that's not necessary in order to multiply or divide fractions. All right. All right. Hello. Okay, that's the method you used in school. Cool. But yeah, sometimes teachers teach the cross-canceling method just to make your lives a little bit easier. But, you know, sometimes if we teach you different tricks, sometimes we teach you different tricks. It's, you know, to help you if you get it. If you don't get it, then move on. Oh, hello, my students. Okay. I was missing the comments. I didn't realize you guys were answering it. All right, so we have our guest. Our guest is on. So let me bring him up. All right, hello, guest. Oh, wait, I can't hear. Talk again. Let me see if it. I can't hear. Try it again. Keep saying hello. No, I'm not hearing anything. No, technical difficulties. All right, try to come out and come back in because something's going on with the sound. Oh wait, it's like I can kind of hear you. Let's see, edit mic settings. No. Okay. I don't know if they can hear me. Oh, okay. You said okay. Yeah, go out and come back in. Okay, let me remove them so they can do it again. All right. So everybody else, hello guys. Did y'all have any other questions? Y'all better ask these questions. Oh, you have PSATs? Are you ready for it? Okay. Okay, try to unmute now. See if that works. Can I? There we go. Okay, say something now.
Yeah.
Ah, there we are. Yay. Okay. So, let's start with, well, you tell me, what do you want to start with? Cylinders. What was the other one? Cones or spheres?
Cylinders.
Okay, cylinders. Okay, so tell me right away, what's the volume of a cylinder? What's the formula?
Volume equals BH.
Okay, so the area of the base times the height, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in a cylinder, and I am horrible at drawing, but let me try. So what is the shape of the base of a cylinder?
A circle.
Good. Okay, so the shape of the base of a cylinder is a circle. What's the area of a circle formula? So pi r squared.
Volume.
Oh, go ahead.
Volume equals 4/3 times pi r squared.
Okay, that one is sphere. You wanted to do cylinder, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for cylinder, it's just a circle. And the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so we're going to put pi r squared and then h for the height. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we have a cylinder and the base looks like this, where it's 15. Okay. And the height is 7. Let me see. I'm just going by your textbook. All right. So 15 feet and 7 feet. All right. For the base, I need the radius. R is radius. What does this 15 represent? Is that the radius?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Okay. So how do I find the radius?
Divide.
Okay. So what am I going to divide by?
7.5.
Good.
I mean 2.
So, right. Divide by 2. So the diameter is 15. Okay. That full line is 15. But I want the radius. I want from the center to the outside. Okay, so the radius is half of the diameter. So we're going to do 15 divided by 2, and you told me that is
7.5.
good. All right. Oops, there we go. 7.5. All right. So now let's plug it in. So we have pi times 7.5 squared. And what's my height?
7.
7. Good. All right. So my height is 7. All right. So now we take this wonderful calculator and tell me what 7.5 squared is.
56.25.
Good. Now multiply that by 7.
393.75.
Okay, good. 393.75 pi. Now times it by the pi symbol. Okay, so if you have your calculator, let me see if you can see. On your calculator, most calculators have pi. Okay, so hit that pi symbol. So times it by pi and tell me all the numbers up to the first number after the decimal. Because they say round to the nearest 10th place. So they only want one number after the decimal. So tell me what you get.
1,237.0.
Good. And it was 0.00, and there's other numbers after that, but they only wanted one number after decimal, and because it's 0, we can just put this. Now, what are your units, your labels? Feet what?
Cubed.
Good. Volume is cubed. Good job. Okay. So that is the volume of a cylinder. Let's do it again. So the hardest part here is just the fact that you don't have, you had to find the radius. That was the hardest part. So let's do it again. All right. So 2 and 10. In this one, we have a circle. Okay. So this is 10 inches. Okay. Actually, let me just. Okay. Do you have your book in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I am horrible at drawing this, but you kind of hopefully understand what I'm trying to draw. Okay. So in your book, it says this is 2. And this is 10 inches. Okay, there we go. All right, so tell me what the formula is again.
Volume equals base times height.
Okay, and what's the base of a circle?
2.
No. What's the base, the area of the base formula? So remember, it's a circle, so it's always pi r squared, okay? So your base is always pi r squared because it's a circle. Okay. So now, what's r?
2.
Okay, and what's h?
10.
All right, so now we have everything we need to solve this. All right, so we're going to plug it in. Okay, so 2 squared times 10. All right. So what's 2 squared times 10?
40.
40. Okay. Now do 40 times pi. And tell me what the final answer is.
$125.6.
125 point. Now, what are the two numbers after the decimal?
Oh, 66.
Okay. So we have a 66. However, they only want one number after the decimal. But I need this number to let me know, is this 6 going to stay the same or should it go up to a 7? So if there's a 6 here, what's going to happen? So if there's a 6 right here, what's going to happen to the other 6? Is it going to stay the same or is it going to go up when we round it?
It's going to go up.
It's going to go up. Good. So when they say round to the nearest 10th, they want you to say have one number after the decimal, but you need that second number to let you know if it's going to round up or stay the same. All right. So inches cubed. And there you go. Okay. Let's keep going. So far, how's it feeling? You're understanding it?
Yeah, it was the later ones that I didn't understand.
Okay, so tell me what you mean by later ones.
The ones, find the volume or height of the cone.
The cones?
Yeah,
Okay.
find the volume.
Volume or height of the cones. So they gave you the volume and then you had to find the height. I mean, yeah. So, well, let's start with the ones where you have to find the volume. Okay. So we have a cone. This one is 8 meters. And this is 12. Okay. So our formula, again, sorry. So we always start with our formula, right? This is 1/3. A cone is 1/3 of a cylinder. So if our cylinder was pi r squared h, our volume formula for cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. It's this 1/3 of it. Okay. So, and that helps to make it a little bit easier for you to memorize. So for a cylinder, you just memorize pi r squared h, right? But for a cone, you just know it's 1/3 of a cylinder. So then it's just 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay. So now what do we know? What's our radius?
8.
Good. And what's our height?
12.
12. Good. Okay. So 1/3 pi 8 squared, plugging everything in, times 12. All right, go ahead and put that in the calculator. So 8 squared, 8 times 8, times 12. What do you get?
768.
Okay. And then we have 1/3 times 768. And then we'll put that pi at the end because we're not worried about it yet. Okay. So to multiply, we're going to put a 1 under here. So it becomes 768 divided by 3. So put divided by 3 in the calculator.
256.
All right, and now multiply by pi.
$804.24.
Okay, now tell me what that number should be. Should it stay at 2 or should it go up?
Stay at 2.
Stay at 2. Okay, meters what?
Cubed.
Good. Excellent. And there you go. There's your answer. Okay, so that part you seem fine with. Try number 2 for me so I can see where you might be getting stuck. So I'm going to give you, so it's the same one on that next page. Hold on. Okay, so it's the same type of question. Always start with your formula. Do you have your book with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that second question is question number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to try that for me and tell me what you get from that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so just type in the chat when you're ready. All right, so let me see if anybody has any math questions. Can you help me with dividing fractions? Yes, I can. All right, preppy artists, are you still in the house? Let me know if you're still here. We did a little bit of dividing fractions before. Okay. Well, if not, I will go back to it. Let me take this off. Okay. Yes, I can. Just tell me what topic. So just put your actual math question in the chat, okay? Okay. I did not mean to put that on the screen. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how to move this on the screen. Okay, I'll just put that somewhere else. Okay. Cancel. Hey. Okay. So my guest, just let me know when you're ready. Let me pull the question back up. Okay, so 4 and 10. Okay, so let me try to draw this. And also let me know if you're getting stuck. Okay. Okay. Here's the center, and this is 4. And the height is, what is that? The height is 10 centimeters. Okay. Mrs. Moore's amazing attempt at drawing. This is awesome. Okay. So our volume is So it's a cube, so it's 1/3, a cone. So it's 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, so tell me what your radius is. Go ahead.
The radius or the answer?
Well, you can tell me both. So what was your final answer?
125.7 centimeters cubed.
Okay, so tell me what your radius was.
2.
Okay, what's your height?
10.
Okay, so tell me what you did next.
4 times 10.
Okay, good. And where'd you get 4 from?
2 to the 2 squared.
Yep, you got it. Okay, and 4 times 10 was
40.
40. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, and when you did 40 divided by 3, what did you get?
13.3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then multiply that by pi, and what's your final answer? So that's going to be a little bit different from what you said. So tell me that answer. So multiply that by pi and tell me what you get.
41.78.
Okay, 41 point, not 78. So do 40 divided by 3 and then multiply that by pi.
$41.7.
Okay, so you said when you did 40 divided by 3, you got 13.3.
Yeah.
And it should be 3, like a bunch of 3s. So it's repeating decimal, right? So to be as accurate as possible, just do, so as soon as you get that answer, let me see. Do you see how it's a bunch of 3s?
Yeah.
Don't just round it. Don't round it. Just go straight to times pi. Okay. And you should get 48.88 and a long bunch of numbers. Okay. So 41.9 should be your volume. Now tell me what did you do that made you get 125?
I didn't do 40 divided by 3.
What did you do?
I just did 40 times pi.
Gotcha. Okay. So you were missing the 1/3.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you start off with your formula like I've been doing, or did you just start multiplying?
The formula.
Okay. So just make sure, because if you see how mine, everything is lined up. So if you started with the formula, you would have been able to see, like, keep everything lined up. That way you're able to see that 1/3 hasn't been used yet. Okay. So just make sure everything is being used. Okay. So let me give you another one. Okay. So pretend instead of 4, it says 6. And instead of 10, it said 8. Okay. So I'm going to. Okay. So this was 6 and this was 8. Okay. So what's the radius?
I can't.
You can't see my screen?
No.
Or do you need me to make the picture bigger?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, let me just make it this way. Okay. So
Well, now I can see.
okay.
3.
Good. So the radius is 3. And what's my height? Or actually, hold on. Let me change it. Okay. So radius is 3. Height is
10. I mean 8.
yeah. I changed it. That's fine. Okay. So again, start with your formula. Cone is 1/3 of a cylinder. So it's 1/3 pi times r. You just told me r is the radius, which is 3. And h is 8. Okay. So what's 3 times? Oh, sorry. 3 squared. See, I almost forgot. Okay. Hold on. So we have pi r squared times 8. All right. So do 3 squared times 8. Tell me what you get.
260.
Wait, 3 squared, 3 times 3 times 8. So 9 times 8.
Oh, I keep it. 71.
Almost.
72.
So now we're going to move that pi to the outside. Now I want you to do 72 divided by 3 and tell me what you get.
24.
Okay. 24 pi. Now do 24 times pi in a calculator and tell me what you get.
75.39.
Okay. And what should the 3 become? So if I only want one number after decimal, not 2. So I have a 9 here. So does that 3 go up to 4 or stay the same?
Up.
Yep. Good job. And it would be inches cubed. Okay. So good. Now, how did you got 100 and something before? Before we got to 72, you got 100 and something. What did you do before then? So it was at this point where we were trying to do 3 squared times 8.
For the last question?
Yeah, for this one right here. So what I just circled in blue.
I squared it.
What did you square?
3. I mean, I cubed it. Sorry.
Oh, you cubed it instead of squaring it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So how are you feeling about cones? Tell me what was like the hardest part for you for the cones?
Finding the height.
Oh, we haven't done that yet, but that's the hardest part for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when they give you the volume, so for this one, the volume is 52 inches cubed. And what's your radius? It's 9 inches, and they say find the height. Okay. So again, you're going to have to work backwards. Well, not work back, but plug in what you know. So let me write this a little bit neater. So 52 inches cubed. Radius is 9 inches. We don't know your height. Okay. Here we go. Tell me my formula. Volume equals
1/3 times base and height.
okay, so you already know it's base times height, but tell me the actual formula. You don't have to keep saying base times height. Just tell me the actual formula.
Volume 9 times 3052.
No. When I say actual formula, I mean like how the volume of a cylinder was pi r squared h. So give me where does r go? Where does h? What are we doing to it? So what do I write? Before you fill in any numbers, what should I write next to the 1/3?
9.
Now you got to commit this. So you have to know this formula. That's the issue, I think, with you. You don't know this formula by heart. So you've memorized 1/3 the area of base times height. But if you don't know what the area for a base is, this pi r squared, that's what's going to keep tripping you up. You got to memorize that. Okay. So when I asked you what's the formula for area of a cone, you should be able to tell me volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay. Or if I say what's the volume of a cylinder, you should be able to say volume equals pi r squared h. Okay. You got to commit those to memory because your teacher's not going to just give you those formulas. Okay. So that's really what I think is hurting you right now. It's just that you don't have those formulas memorized, but you have to. There's no way around it. But like I said before, if you know one, that's going to help you with the others because the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, and then a cone, it fits into the cylinder, so it's 1/3 of it. So then it's just 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, but you have to memorize this. Okay, so the next time I ask you what's the volume of a cone, this is what I want you to give me. Okay. Okay. So now let's plug it in. You have to start here and then plug in your numbers. So do I have the volume?
Yeah.
Yep. And so instead of V, I'm going to write 3052. All right. Now, going to put 1/3 pi. What's my R?
9.
Good. So we have 9 squared, which is 9 times 9. And we don't know the height. The height we have no idea about. Okay, well, let's just work with 9 squared. What's 9 squared?
81.
81. So let's just move some stuff around. So this 9 squared becomes 81. Okay, put a 1 underneath it because I'm about to multiply it by a fraction. I'm going to move this h or pi here and h to the outside. All right. So when I multiply straight across, 81 times 1 is 81. 3 times 1 is 3. So we're really just doing 81 divided by 3. So put that in your calculator, 81 divided by 3, and that is
27.
27. So we have 27 pi times the height equals 3052. All right. Now, how do I get rid of this 27 pi? I want h by itself. I need to get rid of this. How am I going to get rid of it?
Subtract.
Not subtract. This is multiplication. When we see two numbers and letters right next to each other, we say side by side, we multiply. So this is 27 times pi times height, right? So what's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So we're going to have to divide both sides by 27 pi. Okay, so here's what you need to do. In your calculator, you're going to put 3052. Hit that division symbol. And then you're going to put, let's see. Can you do 52 pi? Yeah. So see if you can do this on your calculator. Hold on. Put 52 pi. I don't know if. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Now tell me what not 52. I'm sorry. It was 27. Not 52, 27. So 3052 divided by 27 pi. All right. What are you getting?
$35.98.
No. 35.98. You put 3052 divided by 27 pi.
Yeah.
And you got what?
35.98.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. So 35 points. Now, 98, but they want you to round to the nearest tenths place. Okay, there's an 8 here. I don't want that 8 here. I just want one number after the decimal. So what happens? Does this 8 tell me to round up, or does it stay the same?
Round up.
We're rounding up, right? So this 9 is going to become a 10. And because it turns into a 10, you're going to have to add it to the other one, right? So it's going to become 36. So your height is 36 inches. Okay. And because it's height and not volume, it's just going to be like that, inches. All right. So again, the hardest part here, once you have your formula, you plug in the numbers that you have. You're going to have to move some stuff around like we did in this step where we move that 81 closer to the 1/3. We put the pi on the outside of the numbers and the h. Okay, so we just switched 9 squared and pi. And then we divided and it looked like that. Whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Let's try it again. So what's the volume of a cone formula? Got to memorize it, so I'm helping you. Volume equals
Pi r squared.
What's in front of the pi r squared for a cone?
8.
Good.
8.
What? Wait, no. Right here. What goes here?
1/3.
Good. 1/3 pi r squared.
8. Height.
Good. Nice. All right. So let's say your volume is 4,000 centimeters cubed. Your radius is 8, and your height we want to find. Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you get. All right, let me check in. Probability. Okay, time with Tinsy, are you still here? Let me know. And for those joining right now, just put all your math questions in the Q&A box. Thank you, Haley. Okay, so walk me through it. What am I putting in here?
4,000 equals 1/3 pi times 8 squared times h.
Good. Okay, keep going.
4,000 equals 1/3 times 64.
Good.
Times 8.
Okay, don't forget about pi. Okay, so you want to make sure, even though we're flip-flopping these, you don't want to leave it out, okay? So just be careful. Take your time and make sure you're putting everything in there that you haven't used yet, okay? Now, do 64 divided by 3.
$21.3.
Okay, but leave that in the calculator. Don't just put 24.3. It's a long repeating decimal. Leave that there. Okay, so leave that 21.33333. Leave it in the calculator. All right, multiply by pi. Each. Do you have an answer button on your calculator? Like an A and S? Okay. So what you're going to do, so you should be getting, what number is on your calculator so far?
21.3.
Okay. And then what's next? What do we do?
Times 5.
Good.
67.0.
0206, right? Is that what you have? Yep. Okay. So what you're going to do is type in the number. Well, tell me what's next. So once you have a number here next to H, so 67.02, blah, 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 H, what are you going to do with that?
Multiply.
What would you multiply?
67.02.
What are you multiplying it with? Hold on.
4,000.
Okay, so this says 4,000 equals 67.02 times height. Now, I want H by itself because I want to know what does height equal. Okay, so tell me this. When you have 2x equals 14, how do you get rid of this 2?
Divide.
Divide. You wouldn't multiply, right? You would divide. So here's the same thing. You're not going to multiply to get rid of this 67.2. You would divide. So in your calculator, you're going to put 4,000 divided by, and then hit that answer key. Okay. So that answer symbol, it should come up for you. And tell me what you get.
Okay, this one, you can read for more than 20 minutes, but can you talk to you for a little bit?
59 divided by 68. 59.60.
Good. Hold on a second. 60. Okay, so you said 69. Sorry,
59.
my answer. Yes, 59 point. Say it again.
59.68.
Okay, and tell me to the nearest 10th place. So one number after the decimal, what am I writing?
7.
Good. There you go. And it wouldn't be cubed because we're just talking about height. So it's just centimeters. Okay, good job. All right, so you just have to take it one thing at a time and make sure you're not leaving anything out. All right, let's do one more for cone. So when you have to find the volume, or when you have to find the height, you just have to make sure, again, that you're working one thing at a time. All right, so let's say it was 3,300. Radius is 3 centimeters. All right, go ahead. Okay, and while you're doing that, let me see if there's any questions from my TikTok audience or YouTube. All right, so if you're watching, make sure if you have any questions, you put them in the chat. Sonali, are you talking about Discord, or are you talking about can you join my live? Like how he's joining my live right now? Is that what you're talking about? If so if you ever want to join me live, like it helps me to hear you guys so I can see if you understand it or not, things like that, and I can hear your voice. If you ever want to join me live, just in my bio. So if you go on my page and you click on the link, is say sign up form for joining me live. That's there. And then if you're talking about my Discord, so I can help you throughout the week and you can join our little community, that's in there too. So you'll see both of those links, places to join when you click on the link on my page. All right, so we're back. All right. Tell me when you have your final answer. Okay.
366.6.
For the height, 366.6. All right, walk me through. Tell me what you did.
I put in 3,300.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in place of V, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep going. I'll write it in there. Oops.
Equals 1/3 pi.
Mm-hmm.
Times 3 squared h.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then 3,300 equals 1/3 pi times 9, 8.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then 3,300 times 9.
Say it again.
I think 3,300 divided by 9. I think.
Okay, and what'd you get?
366.6.
Okay, and then what?
Times pi.
Okay, so hold on. You got to take care of that right side first. Before you do anything with the 330, the 3,300, you got to take care of this first. You can't just you can do them separately, but what you're doing is you're not doing them right separately. So I'd prefer you just simplify what's on the right first before you move anything over to the left side, okay?
Okay.
So what can we do with this 9 and this 1/3?
What do you call it? There's another round.
What can we do with them?
It's formatted.
9/1. Or
Okay,
3.
go ahead.
9/3.
Okay, good. Because we're doing 1/3 times 9/1, right? Which you're going to end up doing, it ends up being 9 divided by 3. Because 1 times 9 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. So what's 9 divided by 3?
3.
3. So I have 3 pi h. Does that look so much better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want you to try to get rid of that 9 so fast that you're moving too fast, because then you ended up multiplying pi to the other side and it just wasn't the right thing to do, okay? So what am I going to do with this 3 pi? Because I want h by itself. So I got to do something to this 3 pi. Right now it's being multiplied by h. What am I going to do next? What am I going to do? So remember when it was like this, what did you do to get rid of the 2?
Divide.
Divide. Okay. So you got to remember that when you get to this point. I know it looks super, super, super ugly, but you got to remember that this is multiplication. Okay. So the opposite of multiplication is division. Okay. So you're going to do in your calculator 3,300 divided by 3 pi. And put that 3 pi in parentheses. All right, tell me what you got.
I got an idea.
3,455.75.
No, not 3,000. So you see how it's 3,300? You should be getting, if you're dividing, you should be getting a number lower than 3,300. Hi, guys. Okay, so you need a number lower than 3,300. So again, you're putting 3,300 divided by 3 pi. So make sure when you put 3 pi in the calculator, do you see my screen? You see how I'm putting the parentheses around the 3 pi?
Yeah.
Okay, do that, because if not, they're going to do 3,300 divided by 3, which is 1,100, and then they're going to multiply that by pi. So you just want it to do. So tell me what you get.
350.14.
Good. Okay, and then just one digit after decimal. So instead of 14,
1.
It's going to become good. All right. And what's my unit?
Centimeter.
Good. There you go. Okay. So you're still struggling at this point right here. Right there. So tell me why you want to divide that 9 first. Because you found 3 squared, which was great, but then you divided it. Why did you want to divide that? And there's nothing wrong with dividing it. It's just that your next step wasn't correct. So then it's just going to mess you up. So I prefer you just simplify on this side. But is that something your teacher taught you to do? Wait, you're muted.
No.
Okay. So why'd you decide to divide the 9? So you got to this point right here where you had that 9, and then you told me you divided it by 33. So what made you do that?
The line down the middle.
Oh, okay. And then you said the pi, you multiplied it by pi. So just be careful. Do you see now that you do you understand what we did just now? But by moving that 9 right next to the 1/3.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. So how are you feeling about it?
Yeah.
All right. So the last thing I'm going to ask you today, what is the volume of a cone formula? What's that formula for a cone? Oh, wait, you're muted again.
Volume equals 1/3 pi times r squared h.
There we go. Okay, you gotta memorize that. So if a cone is 1/3 of a cylinder, what's your cylinder formula?
Volume equals.
So it's just the same thing, except there's no 1/3. That's it. So a cylinder is 3 times a cone. So 3 cones can fit into 1 cylinder. Okay. So a cylinder is just pi r squared h. A cone is 1/3 of that because 3 cones can fit into 1 cylinder. Okay. So you see how it's pretty similar. Okay. And then a sphere. What was the sphere's formula? It's 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so it's similar to that, except so it's 4/3 pi. This is the only one that has r cubed. Okay, for the sphere, but everything else was at least the cone in a cylinder. It's almost like one less formula to memorize because it's very similar. Okay. But great job today. I know that was a lot, but you did really, really good. So with problems like these, though, like I said, you have to start with the formula and then work it one thing at a time. Okay. So you're going to do find the radius, find the height, or if they gave you the volume, then plug in the things they gave you and just take it one side at a time. Most of the time, you just need to focus on the right side, get it as low as you can, and then divide everything on the right by what's on the left, or multiply everything on the right to get the volume. Okay. But great work. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Okay, so I don't think we had any questions in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. So great job tonight, guys. I know that was a lot. Okay, so that's all for more math time. I will see you guys here next week at 7:30 p.m. This Sunday, we will not be having our normal math game because it is Easter. I want you to spend time with your families, wherever you are. If you're on spring break, all the things, enjoy. If you're in my Discord, we are having a special live just for you on Thursday. So if you need any math help on Thursday, I got you. And that's it. All righty. I will see you guys next week. Bye. Okay, and the broadcast.